What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Gish from Top Deck Mishap. Just coming at you guys again today with a deck I thought I'd put up surely for the fact that me and my co-host Cody love this game. Well, we love the TV show, and the game wasn't very long-lived, but it's still a very good game. And there's a Discord community keeping this game together and keeping this game alive by printing their own sets. I give you the Megaman Battle Network TCG. Now, this was a bit of an older game, like you can tell. Like, this was a long time ago. And my local ollies had the starter decks. They had Sharkman, then they had base. I never picked up the base decks, and I'm mildly regretting that because when me and my buddy went back, all they had was Sharkman, so I picked up the Sharkman. Picked up 4 copies of Sharkman so we can max out on cards. But without further ado, let's get into the game, get into the deck profile. So starting off with your Net Navi, your main character of the game, Sharkman. He has 2 strength, 2 defense, and 2 blast. So blast is the amount of damage you're going to do to your opponent. And how you win in this game is you mill your opponent's, you and your opponent mill each other's decks. Whoever runs out of cards first is the loser. And starting off with the green cards, because this is a blue and green deck. Starting off with the green. I play 2 Surprisingly Sharp. So this is a Sharkman exclusive card, so you need to have your Sharkman icon up here. Give you a better look. This is the icon you need in order to play this card. And it's spend, if you play a battle chip this turn, draw 2 cards. So spend is, here's your Net Navi. This is called a resource, so this goes here. You have a resource row of 5. Well, a 4 with your Net Navi, and you can spend these in order to get effects. So I play 2 Surprisingly Sharp, 2 Clever Tricks. This is spend if you play a battle chip this turn, draw a card. So this is your card draw engine. It's not very bad. There could be better options. Like if you go to the website, which I'll have a link to it in the description. But if you go to the website, you can print off proxies, which is what we do to play test other decks. And I'm hopefully going to have a couple more decks for this game. Next is 2 No Alternatives. You can discard a battle chip to place each card in your opponent's power gauge with a card from his or her hand. Or discard pile. Essentially, this card lets you swap your opponent's power gauge. So every turn, you'll take the top card of your deck and you'll place it in a power gauge. You'll place it face down, and then your blast is you reveal a card starting from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll go the farthest right and go down for equal to that, and then you'll take the highest. But this basically lets you pick your opponent's blast gauge or power gauge, and it slows your opponent down heavily. Next is 3 Food Education. So this is a power level 3. It's a resource, so I need at least 3 other power row of 3 in order to play this card. Lose 3 energy to draw 3 cards. You mill yourself for 3 and you draw 3. Not bad. 3 Guardian of the Fortress. I'm sorry, 4 Guardian of the Forest. I can count. So this is a power level 4 resource that you can spend it, burn a power, and name a color. Recharge 2 energy for each resource of that color your opponent has in play. So if your opponent's playing a heavy yellow deck and they have 4 yellow in play, you spend this, call yellow, and you recharge 2, 4, 6, 8. You recharge 8 cards. This is essentially life gain, because you're just putting cards from your discard into your deck randomly, but you're regaining life. Next, I play 4 Giving It Away. You spend this, discard 2 cards to recharge 3 energy. I'm playing. This is the recharge package. So this, you burn a power. This, you discard 2 cards. Essentially, if you play both of these, you can recharge a lot in one turn. My co-host likes to play mill decks, so this is a anti-him package. I'm not even kidding. Last but not least, for green, I play 4 Frozen Out. What this does is, if you have exactly 3 cards in hand, you lose 1 energy to take a card from your discard pile into your hand. So this is a reusable effect that lets you get any of these back, or any of your blue cards. So if you need to recharge more, you can go Guardian. If you need to recharge more, you go Giving It Away. It really helps. It's to keep you in the game, keep you going. Plus, if you reveal a 5 off of this during your blast, you're doing a lot of damage. Next is blue, the main color of the deck. Starting off, I play 1 Out of Water. Play any number of resources. You don't want to max out on this card. A maximum is 4. You don't want to max out on this because this card is honestly a brick. So I built this deck with Yu-Gi-Oh! Logic in mind, to where you don't want to see it often. Like, you either want to see it in your power gauge, or if you can put it back into your hand off of milling it or anything, you can frozen it out. Because then you get to nuke your opponent. I play 2 Super Transfer. Well, Surprise Transfer. Spend, lose 2 energy, place a card from your hand in your power gauge. Again, if you have either one of these, or any of your bigger, like 5 or 4s in your hand, you can just use this, stack your power gauge to deal as much damage as possible. 2 Dogged Determination. You spend this, discard a blue card to cancel a battle chip. This is a counterspell for those of you who play Magic. This is a Solemn Judgment for those of you who play trap cards. It stops your opponent from going for game sometimes. It definitely forces them to play around it. So there's a lot of counterplay in this game, especially if you force it with that. Next, I play 3 Great Surprise. You discard this to make your opponent discard a card. Go figure. Another game where blue is your control element. I play 3 Eliminate. You can spend it. Return this resource and play to its owner's hand. Return this resource or a resource and play to its owner's hand. So if your opponent has something that they don't want to use until they're going for game, you can bounce it to their hand and disrupt them. Next, I play 3 Connection Interrupted. This is a burn a power and name a color. For each resource your opponent has in play of that color, he or she discards a card. So if you have 2 of these in play and your opponent's playing any of the colors, like blue, green, red, black, yellow, you can spend this, call that color, spend this, call that color again, and then their hand's gone. Next, I play 4 Requital. If you play a battle chip, this turn plays 2 cards from your hand into your power gauge. So this ramps you, which is really funny to see in blue. Ramping is kind of hard to do in this game, but yellow does it very effectively. I do have an Elect Man deck that's like 90% proxy that I will, and I do mean will, be putting out. Last but not least, for the event and resource cards for blue, I play 4 Loud and Clear. Your opponent discards down to 3 cards. A lot of the time, your opponent's going to have more than like 5 cards in hand, so on their turn. So you discard them down to 3, and you just keep going. More often than not, this is getting placed in your power. So when you go, I don't know, blast 2, cool, 10. You're dealing 10 damage, which is really good. It's a way to win the game faster. Last but not least, we have battle chips, because what's Mega Man NT Warriors without battle chips? Let me just reorganize this really quick. Sorry, I've been fidgeting all day. I needed to do that. I need to reorganize them. Next, starting off with the battle chips, I play 2 mini bomber. So this has a cost of 4, and it has a power cost of 4. So you can't play this unless you have 4 power. Again, more often than not, with the other 5s and 4s, it's going in your power gauge to deal damage. But it has the ability of lose 1 energy to make your net navi gain 2 strength for each blue resource you have in play. Because with Sharkman, you're just trying to OTK a lot of the time. This is a structure deck only Sharkman build. I have a couple proxies for another Sharkman deck because we have a lot of Sharkmans. Because buying 4 of the decks, you have 4 Sharkmans. Next, I have 2 Guard 2 and then 2 Guard 1s. These both do the same thing, to where this has a power of 3 requirement, to where you discard a blue card, make your net navi gain 4 defense. This makes your net navi gain 3 defense, but this is free. So play at your own risk. You don't have to play them. They're just a lot of fun. They're really good when you can play a battle chip on your opponent's turn, because then you can just go, cool, I'll play the battle chip, and now he's at 5 defense. So it really cuts down their attack power. 3 Cannonball. What this does is you discard a card to make your net navi strength +4, so Sharkman goes to 6. I don't have area steals. If I had area steals, this would probably be a better OTK deck, because then I could go area steal into Cannonball, spend my resource to play another battle chip, and then go into the next one, which is High Cannon. Burn a power, your net navi gets +1 strength for each resource in play. So this card hurts. This card really, really hurts. Last but not least, I play 4 Cyber Sword. This is the only battle chip that has a requirement. Correction. These are the only battle chips that have a requirement in the deck. Yeah. Cool. I can count and read. So these are the only ones that have a requirement. These little triangles down here, right there. This requires a green resource. This requires a blue resource. And how this works is you make your opponent take a card from his or her discard pile into the hand to make your net navi gain +4 strength. So what this essentially does is it lets you deal massive damage really quickly. Because you can go turn 1. Well, if you can go, that's an event. You can go here. Play this. They get a card back from their discard pile. This is now 6 attack. So this makes this hurt, and it lets you win the game quickly. Mega Man is a very fun TCG. I recommend it to a lot of people. If you go to battlenetwork.com, I believe, you can, again, I'll have it linked in the description, but if you go to battlenetwork.com, you can build your own decks, and you can proxy out your own decks. It's going to be a lot of fun. I highly recommend this game to a whole bunch of people. Pretty soon, we're going to be starting a Mega Man Locals with proxy decks, because this game has been dead for quite a while. And it's a lot of fun. Like, I highly recommend this to anybody and everybody, because this game has something for everybody, and plus, it's a little bit of your childhood. A lot of you, it's a little bit of your childhood, because who doesn't miss Mega Man? It's such a good show, such a good game. Could have been a little bit better, but I digress. But the Discord community who is keeping this game alive just put in their next set, their own custom set, and I must say it's really balanced. I'm working on a Searchman deck. It's going to be so much fun. but they're going to keep putting in net navies. They're going to keep putting in new cards. It's a game that is dead, yes, but the Discord is keeping it alive. And I thank them heavily. If you would like to see more, please go check out their Discord. Please go check out the website. And please, 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 please go check out any of the content creators like Mr. Toast. He plays this. But without any further ado, guys, this is your boy Gish, part of Top Deck Mishap, signing off.